Hey, this is MWBushcraft here. I wanted to show you guys some of the designs that I'm planning on using for my tiny house. So to start off, I've got a 20 by 10 foot slab that I'm going to be using for this overall build. That's as big as I can make it, really. I've got an 8 foot by 10 foot room down here, about a 11 and a half foot kitchen area where I can have my door facing inward, so it's like an indoor patio, and a kitchen storage area, and a loft up top, which right here it's only 5 feet, but at its peak it'll be 7. Or 6.5, depending on what I end up doing, like whether I put this right here or right here, what floor I want to have a bit more space up top. Here's the left side, showing the cross angle, so I can maximize storage and still have a decent sized room up here, but not have to do a complex roofing. This side will be 10 foot, and this side will be about 12 feet tall. Overall is 10 foot, so same thing with this side, just the kitchen will be over here. Then we got the back side with the roof a bit longer. Plan on doing a rock wall or maybe even some masonry. Might do some brick just so I can learn it. Here's the outdoor kitchen floor plan. Nothing crazy. I think that number is a foot off, but either way, it's going to be about this big. And here's my overall floor plan with the door facing inward. Probably be right here in the kitchen. I'll have some stairs going up and some storage underneath the stairs, and even a stove probably around about here, with a pipe going up and then at an angle. So it's coming through right here, so I can heat up my bedroom, which is an 8x8 section, with that stovepipe. Stairs are going to be 8x8 as well, nothing too different than what's already being done. And so I've got this big old room upstairs, which I could use for a whole bunch of storage, just chilling and hanging out. Wanted to show you guys my old design. I had it like this. The base is still essentially the same, but this top piece just isn't very practical. It would still work, but obviously doing it long ways, I'm going to have a lot more room. So this is essentially going to be what it looks like when it's done. These are going to be those fence slats I've been moving. I'll be using them as siding. I just left these 4x4s in here to kind of show the bones of the structure. I'll probably just do long beams instead of one going through the whole thing. It'll cost less money, and for the structure of it all, I'm not going to be using recycled materials because that's probably not the safest idea. But for as much of the rest of the build as I can, I'm going to try to build the door. These are going to be fence slats. All these are going to be fence slats. I don't know what I'm going to do about the roof. Probably going to have to get new stuff, but here's the back of it. I plan on doing some closing windows or latching something so that I can, in the winter time when it's colder out or maybe it's windy, I can close them and I don't have to worry about as much of that wind coming in. I would consider doing like a barn style roof where it's kind of that pentagon or type shape. I don't know exactly, but regardless, I don't know if I have the skills to build something like that. That requires a lot more material and a lot more time and a lot more cutting, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. But I can do this. I'm not going to be doing this one entirely alone, unfortunately. I can understand why people might not like that, because it's not me doing it. But frankly, right now, I'm doing this for my mom. Once I'm gone, she can use it for whatever she wants, whether it's just storage or guest house or whatever. But she's always wanted one. I've kind of always wanted one as well. And so I was thinking, why not? This is probably about the best opportunity that I've got. And it would help train me to know what I'm doing when I do go off-grid. I'll have a bit more of a skill and know-how after trying to live in one of these for a year or two. Then it'll be easier for me to do that transition from living on-grid to off-grid. I will be doing water and an electrical as well, my own electrical system. I plan on running it through a breaker to make sure that I don't damage the power to my parents' house. I don't plan on using a whole bunch of power, but If I had like a meter, I could see how much power usage I do use so that I can make sure that I don't use as much or something like that. So it's just a matter of time and effort. I'm planning on also using pallets for the floors and making as much of it to be recycled. I'm trying to get free pallets and pull them apart myself so that I can use those. And I will be putting some OSB board underneath them for extra strength, and I actually want it to be sealed. I don't want to worry about things coming in underneath the foundation and, well, just making it just that much more difficult. And plus, pallet wood isn't the greatest wood, but it's free, and I know that I can use that, and I can sand it down, I can make it look good. So, despite it being made out of recycled materials, my goal is to make it look as good as I can with the recycled materials that I have. I'm considering using used motor oil as stain, because you can. It's not the same thing, but it will work. It's something that, frankly, I could get my hands on pretty easily. All I need to do is wait for somebody to do an oil change and say, hey, I'll take some of that. I'll do a premature oil change on my own vehicle if I have to. Regardless, I want to do this with as much recycled materials and stuff as much as I can. The old shed that we have back there is just not that great. It's in a poor place, and it will be right in front of where my house is. We're going to have to take it down. That's why I'm building a new one in another video, actually. That will be some time and effort, but I'm going to be able to reclaim all of that tin that's used on that shed. And who knows if I'll have enough for a roof, but I might be able to use it for something. I'm sure that I will use as much as I can. So my goal is to use what I can with what I've got. Even if I got to use these signs, I'll do it, you know. I am planning on getting some new materials, like I said, for the main structure, just because for safety reasons, and I want it to be structurally sound for years to come. I don't want to make something that's going to fall apart in a couple of years. I want to make something that it'll be there for a minute, at the very least, like 20 years. I want that foundation to be as strong as I can reasonably make it. I'm planning on using cinder blocks, but it's not like it's that big of a structure, and make it happen with the tools and things that I've got. Not that I won't be getting certain tools to help me do it, but I'm on a budget, and I don't even know what that budget is, but I know that it's not very much based off my bank account. And so if I have to, I will go to construction sites and dig through dumpsters for materials, and I think that's a good way to do it. There's lots of good materials still out there, as long as you're willing to look for them and deal with a little bit of imperfection. But I want this to look good. I want this to be a practical thing that somebody could look at and be like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then it's made out of recycled materials. Like, I don't want to put a whole bunch of money into this. And I know that a lot of people out there also wouldn't want to do that. That's, things take time, effort, and money. So if you could knock one of those things off of that chart, that makes a big difference. It changes the scale a little bit. And so if I can teach you guys how to do that, then I think I've succeeded. Now, I'm sure you can learn some of these things from other people, but look at it from a perspective of somebody who kind of knows what he's doing, but not really. And maybe that'll help you bounce off the walls a bit less while I bounce off them for you. So you're not seeing some guy with all the tools in the world and all the skill in the world do something so simply. You're seeing me do it. And while I won't be doing it entirely alone, I'm going to be doing most of it. I'm planning on doing as much of this as I can in my free time. I've devoted my time to it. I'm very excited. So I hope that you guys stick around to see that, because it's going to be amazing. I plan on having it done by the end of this year, hopefully, or at least before it snows. But we will see. So Remember, do research, learn, and you will succeed. So I hope y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching. Hopefully y'all come back some. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.